In this video we're going to have a look at adding still images to a video. You might want to add still images because it could be used to freeze motion, or it could be used as an in-between for different scenes perhaps. A second option that we have, aside from inserting still images, is to use the freeze frame button. So the freeze frame button allows us, if a clip is playing, if I start playing that clip, freeze frame allows us to capture that individual clip. The freeze frame duration is normally 5 seconds. We can increase that with the scrubby slider, and we can immediately insert that frozen image into the movie. We can also export it as a individual file, and if you have Photoshop Elements installed on the same computer as Premiere Elements, then you can edit the photo in Elements after inserting it. So if I insert into the movie, and the clip, or the image rather, is inserted as a frozen frame, and it gets the name of your movie and FF, so it's example_ff.bmp. it's a bitmap image. With this image we can edit it in exactly the same way as clips. If we go to edit effects, and we've got the image, motion and opacity controls. We don't have any volume or balance controls because there isn't any audio associated with it. We can also apply effects to that still image. So if I wanted to add a ripple effect to it, all I'd have to do again is just drag it down onto the clip. If you recall, when we were looking at editing fixed effects in videos, we saw that with the motion control we have anti-flicker, and this is where anti-flicker may play a part, because with the way in which your video is captured, the still image may not meet the requirements. It should do if you've taken a frozen frame, but with inserted images it may be that you have to change the anti-flicker amount to reduce flickering within the image. So that's taking a still from the clips themselves. To insert still images, again all we have to do is go to Organize and Get Media and navigate to the area on your computer that you have the clips or the images that you're using, and I'm going to go with this one. And do be aware this image is in portrait, so if I open that and it's inserted into our media area, I can just add it to the video by dragging and dropping it down into the timeline, and immediately the clip is, or the image is inserted. And because the aspect ratio of our image doesn't meet the, or isn't the same as the aspect ratio of the clip itself, we get these horrible black bars down the length of the image. These can be removed by zooming in on the image. So again it's edit effects, and we've got the image, it's not image control, motion, and then we've got the scale option, so you can zoom in to get rid of those black lines. That's inserting a still image, and by default it will be a set length of time. That length of time does depend on the project preferences that you created to begin with. Normally if it is a 25 frames per second movie, the still image will be inserted for 6 seconds because it's 150 frames. We can change that default by going to Edit and Preferences, and in the General section we have here Still Image Default Duration. We have 150 frames, and we also have Default Scale to Frame Size. So default duration means the length of time the clip will appear for, and scale to frame size means that the image will be inserted to try and make it to make the clarity of the image perfect. So if the image is huge or immense, then it will be scaled down to make it fit into the frame. So the height will fit, but then we might get problems with the width if it's a portrait image, and that's where we've got the black lines. If I uncheck scale frame or default scale to frame size, and then OK, and insert a second image, so again it's organize, get media, PC files and folders, I'll be automatically in the right place. And if I go for this image here, so it is a portrait, landscape image rather, so you'd imagine that the aspect ratio would be pretty similar, and the clip is inserted and it is zoomed in by quite a large amount because I've turned off the scale to frame size options. So in this instance I'd go Edit, Edit Effects, and then again it's Motion, and we can scale back to make the image fit. So once an image has been inserted, and once you're happy with the sizing of that image, we can make changes to the, if I go for the right one, we can make changes to the duration of that image, again with the in and out point sliders, just dragging them in, and then that changes the length of time that it appears. If you're inserting lots of images, then again what you can do with the Edit Preferences option is change the default duration. So if it's a 25 frames per second movie and you only want the image to appear for 1 second, we'd only set it down to 25 frames, and that means the image would only appear for 1 second. If you wanted it 2 seconds, it's 50 frames, and so on. So that is inserting a still image or making use of the freeze frame option.